I'm Scott Little and I'm a chiropractor in Woodland Park, Colorado. I'm making this video to serve as my orientation, a video that I think is very, very important, so important that I will give you a $50 credit towards your first visit if you choose to come in for having watched this video. People say, how much does it cost to come and see you? And the first visit is $100. That includes the evaluation, a consultation, first adjustment, but nobody pays $100. People pay $50 because they watch this video. This video is so important to me, like I say, that I will give a $50 credit if you'll watch it. Now, you need to watch it to its completion, and it'll pretty much serve as the foundation of our conversation. So make sure you maybe watch it twice, maybe take some notes, jot down some questions, things like that. You know, the word doctor literally means teacher, and my primary responsibility to my community, to my practice members, to people I come in contact with, is to teach people where health comes from, what causes us to be healthy, what causes us to get sick, what we can do to get our health back, and what we must do to stay healthy for arguably decades to come. You know, I've always loved the saying, give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, teach him to fish, and you feed him for a lifetime. So I take this responsibility of doctor meaning teacher very, very seriously. So what does a chiropractor do? Don't chiropractors pop your back or pop your neck, crack your back? Aren't chiropractors back pain doctors or neck pain doctors? Aren't they the doctors that you go to when you throw out your back or something like that? Well, the reality is no. Chiropractors certainly are good at helping people with back pain and neck pain and headaches. But if you were to interview patients in a chiropractor's office, you'd find out that lots of people have gotten their asthma's improved, or their allergies went away, their digestion problems go away, they just feel better, they sleep better. You'd see children. Many people are shocked to see the number of children that come into our office. We'll talk about that a little bit in just a moment. But the reality is that chiropractic has no more to do with back pain, headaches, neck pain, all things that chiropractic is very, very good at helping people with. Then, again, digestion problems, thyroid issues, cardiovascular issues, any number of conditions. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. Chiropractic is based on the fact that God made your body to heal itself. He gave you a brain and a nervous system that really control and coordinate all of the other tissues and systems in the body. Did you know that the most important part of your cardiovascular system is not the heart, but it's the brain and the nervous system? The heart's just a pump that serves the needs of the nervous system. The lungs aren't the most important part of your respiratory system, it's your brain. The stomach's not the most important part of your digestion system, it's your brain. All of these organs are just specialized nerve endings, if you will, to carry out the processes of your brain. Your body, you are a self-healing, self-regulating organism, and your brain and your nervous system are the master system that control and coordinates everything. Unfortunately, we do indeed live in a stress-filled, fallen world. Stress is all around us in the form of mental and emotional stress, chemical stress, physical stress, and as long as your body's ability to adapt to stress is up here and your stress levels are down here, everything works well. But the very moment that your stress levels overwhelm your body's ability to adapt, that's when consequences occur. My job as a chiropractor is to help undo the effects of a lifetime of mental and emotional stress, chemical stress, and physical stress to your nervous system so that you can function and adapt better. Our objective as chiropractors, or at least my objective as a chiropractor, is to help your body, every organ, gland, system in your body to function at its optimal level. It's my job to help you to adapt to all of the stress that's a part of your life. It's my job to improve your quality of life by eliminating the effects of stress on your nervous system. And we certainly hope and intend that your quality of life, your health will improve, and we will potentially prevent further damage, disease, or even a disease to occur. Now, again, we see a lot of children in our office. So somebody might ask, when's the best time to start getting adjusted? And the answer is as soon as possible. Probably this afternoon or tomorrow, but as soon as possible. Why do we see infants in our practice? Why do we see toddlers and teens and people of all ages in our practice? Most of us don't even get out of the birth canal without some major stress and trauma to the brain and the nervous system and the spine. Doctors try to be very, very gentle, but there's so much pulling and twisting, and if there's a C-section involved, then it can be even more potentially stressful and traumatic to the spine and the nervous system. And if you happen to make it out of the birth canal without getting some major stress and trauma to your nervous system, we've all seen children learn to walk. They fall down 100 times a day, they hit their head on the couch, they land on their butt. That produces a tremendous amount of force. Just like if you lined up a bunch of pool balls and hit them, then all that force is going to get shot to the one at the end. Well, you land on your butt, and that sends all that force up, and then your skull acts as a wall that blocks that force. And anyway, stress and tension can occur in the nervous system. Just learning to walk and just being a kid. Then we go to school and we sit. We begin a career of sitting for the rest of our lives. We sit in class with our neck bent forward. And then, oh my gosh, once we get into a little bit older and we start texting and doing things like that, text neck is a very real thing. Anyway, the point is we all get a lot of forward head posture, and that creates a lot of tension in our neck and our shoulders and our low back. Very few people have good posture without having forward head posture. It's just part of living in a Western society. So the purpose of chiropractic is to undo the effects of a lifetime of stress and stressors on your body so that you can function and adapt better, so that your quality of life goes up, so that you can achieve a state of optimal health. In 1948, the World Health Organization defined health as a state of complete physical, mental and emotional, and social well-being, not merely the absence of disease and infirmity. You know, you ask most people, are you healthy? And if they don't have a current fever or a cold or something like that, they'll say yes. They may be 50 pounds overweight. They may smoke. They may drink. They may be addicted to drugs. They may have any number of health issues, but sometimes people just think if they can go to work and they can function, that they're in a state of complete health. And I would argue that couldn't be further from the case in most people's lives. One of the benefits of weekly chiropractic care, and that's my best recommendation for my practice members, is that they are achieving a higher quality of health. They're coming closer to that state of complete physical, mental and emotional, and social well-being. And so that's the big objective of chiropractic care. People will ask, does chiropractic care hurt? And the answer is absolutely not. I happen to have graduated from a chiropractic college, very blessed to have learned a technique that uses only ounces of force with a sustained contact. This morning, one of my little girl patients came in. She'd fallen out of bed today, and she couldn't move her neck. She was crying. She'd thrown up a couple of times. Poor thing just got adjusted yesterday, and had to be adjusted again today after falling out of bed. I was so blessed to have been able to have just applied very gentle forces, just light pressures to her neck and her skull and her pelvis. And she got up off the table and said that she didn't hurt anymore and was just as happy as can be. As a chiropractor, I know that it's very important to use the most gentle adjusting techniques that one can. I have a philosophy: you can always use more force, but you can't go back in and use less. And so if your mental image of chiropractic is the chiropractor just cracks your neck and pops your back, then you'll be pleasantly surprised that we have a variety of techniques to very safely and gently and very specifically adjust your spine to have a positive effect on your brain. You know, that's what you need to understand. What a chiropractor corrects with a chiropractic adjustment is called a subluxation. And a subluxation is defined as an interference in the brain and the nervous system caused by stress that leads to a vertebra in the spine that's not moving properly. So my approach to chiropractic is to analyze your spine to correct vertebral misalignments that are affecting the function of the brain. And everyone has subluxations. As I said, we probably got our first spinal injuries being born and going to school and texting and all of these things. So people will ask, how did you become a chiropractor? Well, I became a chiropractor after 14 years of suffering daily headaches and recurring back issues, and I had a very weak immune system. Every 3 to 6 months I'd get strep throat, and this was all throughout childhood and into my young adult years. At age 21, I went to a chiropractor, and within just a few weeks of chiropractic care, my headaches were a thing of the past, gone. You know, I went months without a headache. My back issues resolved, and I later was able to rebuild my immune system through chiropractic care and other healthy lifestyle changes, and went from having strep throat every 3 to 6 months to I haven't had strep throat now in 30 years, and I rarely, if ever, get sick at this point. But chiropractic has become a lifestyle. And that kind of leads to what I really want to share about my practice and approach to chiropractic in the remaining minute or two that I'm going to share with you. In my opinion, the best way of using chiropractic is for everyone in your family to go weekly, for individuals and families to come and get checked and adjusted when necessary on a weekly basis. Not to just use chiropractic the way the medical community would use chiropractic, the way the insurance company would have us to use chiropractic. You know, I don't take insurance in my practice, and there's a very good reason for that. The insurance companies they only pay for medically necessary chiropractic care, and they define medically necessary as if care is not medically necessary if one's primary intention is to improve quality of life, to promote optimal health, or to prevent further damage, disease, or disease. Well, as I said earlier in this video, my primary objective is always to restore optimal function in your body, to make sure that your brain and nervous system are adapting appropriately so that your quality of life skyrockets, so that your expression of health is improved, and so that we can prevent further damage, disease, or disease. So by definition, my care is always medically unnecessary, and therefore I don't take any insurance. Some of my patients do pay on a per visit basis, but that's not the best option. I have a membership style practice that allows individuals and families to pay a monthly fee to come in on a weekly basis. Now, this isn't medical care, this is proactive wellness care. Certainly, if you come in with a condition, I may have to see you 2 or 3 times a week for a period, but it's still, if you join my practice as a member, it's at that same monthly fee. It's at my discretion to see you more frequently for the same cost. So that's really what I wanted to share with you, and in the last 30 seconds or so of this video, I just encourage you to either reach out to me on Facebook, call, set up an appointment. We'll spend some time together. I will share with you what I do. I'll get permission before I do it. I want you to be very comfortable in this process. I don't want you to feel like you're nervous to make the call. What if there's unexpected fees and so forth? My practice is an open book. You're going to pay $50 for that first session because you've watched this video, and then if you go forward with me, you're going to either pay $50 a session thereafter, or you're going to join my practice and pay the low monthly fee to come in on a on a weekly basis, which is obviously what I hope that you do. You know, I'm recording this video in the pouring down rain, and you know, kind of the show must go on. We need rain in Teller County, and so just like our ground is dehydrated and we are living in fear of fire or our wells drying up if we don't get this rain, you should not live in fear, but you should be concerned if you are living in a stress-filled environment and know that your organs and glands and systems aren't getting a full nerve supply. That's the benefit of chiropractic care. Just like regular snow and rainfall in Colorado lets us live without the fear that our land is going to catch on fire or our well is going to go dry, chiropractic care on a weekly basis should allow you to live without the fear that you're going to suffer some sort of sickness or disease. So anyway, I hope that I have the opportunity to help you and your family to achieve a higher quality of life and more optimal health, and to prevent further health issues from occurring. I'm Scott Little. Just give me a call and let's talk about maybe me becoming